Welcome, welcome everyone. Now we come to our next speaker. Engineer Henry Cheung is the Managing Director of the KONE Accelerator Hong Kong Limited. He was a graduate of the University of Toronto in the Faculty of Applied Science and Engineering. He also attained the qualification of MBA from the Deakin University of Australia. He has over 30 years of experience in the railway engineering industry, including MTR and also KCLC. He has served in various positions in many professional institutions and has also provided lecture in the postgraduate level about railway engineering courses. Let us welcome Henry. Henry, are you here?
Yes, thank you, Felix. I'm online. Yeah. So I'll share the screen now.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too.
Will you open your...
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's the wrong screen, actually. I should share.
Okay, well, yes, okay, it's fine, yes, sir.
Okay, yes. I was looking at the wrong page. So thank you, everyone, giving us the opportunity to share some of the experience on how we mitigate climate change in KONE. So this is a interesting picture of how we see the world if we are not doing anything to be more sustainable. So KONE is a company from Finland. Actually, many of you probably know that Finland is a country where there's a lot of vision into the environment, and people are very cautious of living with nature. And KONE is a elevator and escalator industry company where we provide vertical 3D people movement solutions around the world. And this is a nice picture of Finland, where the Finnish government and the people always envision the world to be like this. And this is the way, if we want to make the world to be more sustainable, we have to do something about it. And this is the vision of the Finnish government. Now, that makes environment protection a top priority on our agenda. So the Finland's long-term goal of national energy and climate strategy is carbon neutral, basically. So the carbon neutrality, in fact, is a forerunner, and it's ahead of many nations, including many European nations, although Europe is a forerunner around the world. Now, Finland's ambition is to have carbon neutrality by 2035, which is not that far away. It's only 13 years away. And aims to be the world's first fossil-free society, meaning that we will not invest in any fossil fuel-related companies anymore. And Finland has also launched the so-called Clean Tech program about 10 years ago, 2012, aims to develop into the world's leading country in clean technology. And that means that we are trying to have minimal impact to the environment. In KONE, actually, our culture, it's also a derivative of the Finnish culture, where we see that the world, although today we are about 50% or less than 50% slightly, of people living in urbanized area. That makes about 35 billion people. But by 2050, this number, urbanized citizens, will grow from about less than 50% to over 70%, meaning that most of the people around the world in about 30 years' time will be living in urbanized area, meaning that in a city or with less trees around us. So urbanization is a trend, and we see that to maintain this the growth or the well-being of people living in this earth, that sustainability is something we have to look into, not in the future, but now. By using technologies that we design, that we built, that we deploy, to make the world a better place, a more sustainable place, a place with more urbanized living space. And this is the ambition and our culture in KONE. Now, having said that, safety and quality is always the top priority in our company's culture. We treat this with topmost priority. And this culture is not a propaganda from the top. It's co-created by all the employees and associates of the company, by each one of us, by each action we take. So we are looking into a safe and quality and sustainable action that we take in every day. And this is for all the employees around the world. We have over 56,000 employees worldwide, of which about 1/3 is in the Greater China region, in mainlands of China, in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Macau. So having said, safety and quality are the top priority, and this is in our DNA. So we design our products and process to be leading in safety and in quality and performance. Now, for this particular presentation, we focus more on sustainability. So what we are looking at is we commit to fully carbon neutrality by 2030. Probably the first in the world for all companies, at least in our industry. And we have sustainable solutions. So this is all culture-wise. So everyone is trying to do that. So in the next few slides, I will show you the actions we take. So before we go into that, our ambition. So by our mission, as I said, is 2030 to be carbon neutral. And that is a significant reduction in greenhouse gas, so total emission. And it's the most ambitious in the industry, by all means. Also, we started this action, not this year, but started from 2015, some 7 years ago, when we we signed on the Paris Pledge for Action. So this is a very long-term goal. Now, our actions, in focusing on the actions here in Hong Kong. So we are looking into the reduction of scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions. So direct, indirect, and other emissions. So we are the first lift company to deploy electrically driven motorcycles as a replacement for fossil fuel motorcycles. Unfortunately, motorcycle it's a must for our frontline technicians, because we need to arrive on site at the scene if someone is trapped inside the elevator. We need to be there in the shortest period of time, and driving a car or taking the metro is not the best solution we have. So motorcycle is probably one of the better solutions. we have over 100 motorcycles deployed in our depots around Hong Kong. Currently, they consume more than 50% of all our fossil fuel scope 1 emissions, basically. So we are started to look into the replacement for these motorcycles last year using electrical vehicles. It took us quite a long time to find the best solution on the market yet, but we found there are still some drawbacks. The most prominent one being the charging station is not sufficient around Hong Kong, especially for motorcycles. Maybe if you drive an electric car, then you can go into a shopping mall, and usually there is a charging station there. But for motorcycle, it uses slightly different technology than the electrical vehicles, and they have to be charged separately. Unfortunately, there's not many motorcycle type electrical charging stations around. So this is one of the problems we are facing. The second one we are facing is that Hong Kong is a place with a lot of steep gradient roads. So by climbing these roads, especially on Hong Kong Island, if we are going to the mid-levels and to the other side of the island, the motorcycle, the electrical motorcycle may not have sufficient power. If we have two technicians on the motorcycle, basically, it's almost impossible. So these are the two current problems we are facing with motorcycles. But on the other locations, if it is more flat and with shorter distance, this is quite a good solution. The other thing we are looking into is the electrical and hybrid vehicles would only be considered as our replacement for the future vehicles. We are talking about 5.5-ton van, some of the lorries, and so on. These are, because we cannot find a fully electric lorry or the vans, 5.5 ton and above, to be viable on the market yet. So the only option we have is a hybrid. And also we are encouraging the staff to consume less fossil fuel, turn off the ignition while waiting and so on. So we have this fuel saving campaign started last year. And the fuel consumption savings is shared with our staff. So basically they have an incentive to reduce the fossil fuel consumption. And last year's fuel saving was 140,000 Hong Kong dollars, which is quite remarkable. The scope 2, for the scope 2 reduction, scope 2 emission reduction. So we are trying, because it's almost impossible to use renewable energy, especially in the offices. We don't own a building, so it's almost impossible to install the solar panel or use other types of renewable energy. So we are only able to procure renewable energy certificates. So this is very unfortunate, and we are trying to look into solutions. We only have 1 or 2 depots which may be feasible with solar panel, but it may not be a feasible solution overall. Anyhow, so we also encourage staff to consume less electricity. So switch off if you leave a meeting room, for example, the last one would need to switch off all the lights, turn off the AC, and so on. And also for all the office spaces, we have started, for all the new ones, we replace them with LED lights, LED instead of fluorescent tubes. So that saves quite an amount of energy consumption. And also we have auto switch off after hour. So a moving sensor. If someone's moving, walking in the vicinity, they turn on the light. And if no one is walking, then the lights will be shut down after 10 minutes or so. So again, the energy consumption cost saved are shared with staff. So this is to encourage all our employees to be more vigilant on energy consumption. And the result is quite promising. And we were able to reduce overall electricity consumption last year by more than 6%. That is inclusive of places where we have not yet replaced the fluorescent tubes with LED lamps. And there were some depots, like 30 years old depot, that have not been renovated yet. By the way, we are trying not to renovate for the sake of renovation. We are only renovating only for necessity. So this is also to save some of the landfill. For some of our factory-related fuel reduction or energy reduction, this is a picture of our factory in Kunshan in Jiangsu. This is one of our larger factories around the world, one of the 3 larger ones. So in our Kunshan factory, all the lamps, all the lighting are already using LEDs. So that saves energy quite drastically. And if you look at the picture there, all the rooftop are installed with solar panel. So this is another thing that we have done and have saved over 1.37 million kilowatt hour just last year. And that relates to about 1.44 billion RMB just on energy saving. So this is quite a significant amount. And with this feat, this factory was awarded as a green factory by the Jiangsu provisional government. So this is on the newspaper as well in Jiangsu, something that we were very proud of. For the scope 3, the scope 3 emission. So we have 4 things that we are working on. The first thing is on vendor policy, so say no to plastic packaging. So we are asking our vendor to use fewer plastics instead of wrapping it with triple wrapping and so on. Just by simple all the necessary wrapping and maybe in a wooden crate, and that's it. Maybe just one protection cover. And the protection cover will be recyclable. So this is something that we encourage our vendor to do. And also we are encouraging our vendor to use more environmental friendly material. So this is a preference, and we stated that in our tender policy. This is a preferential treatment if they are using more environmental friendly material. So points will be added to their net score, and they have a higher chance of winning. And also for the reduction of paper, we have started using electronic forms, and our business cards have been QR coded. So our business cards are starting to use QR code instead of a paper, hand over to you a paper business card. So we're working towards a paperless environment. And also we encourage our staff, especially in the pandemic, that a lot of takeaway is consumed instead of going to the restaurants for lunch. And we encourage our staff to use the reusable utensils. So in fact, we handed out to each staff a personal set of stainless steel utensils, and very well received. And some of our customers have some sets as well. And also we are trying to collaborate with partners and vendors on carbon reduction. So there's a carbon reduction commitment that we encourage our partners to undertake, and ourselves as well. So we are prohibiting the use of polystyrene. So all our packaging using minimal plastic. And reduction of plastic sheets wrapping. So again, as I said, so instead of 2 or 3 times, we have wooden crates and then one single protection cover. That's it. And also we encourage our vendor to do the same. So this is again a bonus points for all the vendors who is doing well on the environmental friendly packing. Also on our processes for construction, we use a lot of bamboo especially in Hong Kong, for the construction industry. So all these bamboo scaffoldings, actually they can be reused, but then again, many of them will be thrown away. And there's a lot of bamboo in the landfill. So we're trying to, it's about 10,000 members per 1 lift shaft installation. So it's a lot of bamboo members. So what we are trying to do is reduce these the use of bamboo members, but instead we use a technology that we deploy, again, use technology to help sustainability. So a scaffoldless installation. So we have a system that we can install the machine, actually self-hoisting. So the machine is raising floor by floor while installing the rail. And this is a design that we first deployed some 10 years ago. And now it's we are encouraging our customers to adopt this solution. And some of the leading developers have already taking the lead in this installation method and proved to be very successful and again, save the environment. Also, we have education. So not just in-house, we have e-learning for all employees in-house on sustainability. And also we have so-called environment ambassadors. This is for internal and external purposes as well. And also we are organizing all these environmental awareness day with universities to advocate the use of renewable energy, which is one of the highest consumption in Hong Kong on energy is AC lighting, lifts. These are all building related energy consumptions. And also we visit our customers regularly and promoting sustainability. And this, especially for the end users in some of the high-rise building, if you are walking down, we encourage them to walk down 2 flights and walk up 1 flight. So this is something that we have done in the past 2 to 3 years. Okay, so that's the how, and I will talk about the what. So our innovation, our technology. So we have the action, and then we have the technology to support. Now we have this type of motor we call the energy regeneration hoisting machine. So this is a disc machine. The normal motor is a tube, it's like a battery. It's a tube, but our motor is a disc, and this has much better energy efficiency. I'll talk about that in a minute. So the design is novel, has been around for about 20 years, deployed around the world. It's not only just energy efficient, but it's also saving space. So our installation can reduce the normally there's a machine room on the roof for elevators, but with this disc-like machine, we don't need a machine room. We only need maybe 1.5 meter above the top floor. So that saves construction as well. And construction meaning that it also saves energy, it also saves material and landfill and so on. So there's a lot of benefits. So this is a comparison, the so-called radial AC motor, which is the traditional motor. Because the air gap and the flux is a bit technical, so the motor efficiency is slightly less than the axial AC motor, which is our disc motor. With the energy efficiency being improved, energy is saved. Also, we have this we call regenerative braking. So the top picture, you see that for normal elevator energy consumption, regardless of the direction of travel, if you go up or down, the motor is in motion, so the energy will be consumed. But for our regenerative braking system, that for the if you have a heavy load of people going downward, the energy can be generated from the motor, from our system, back to for lighting and for ventilation for the AC. And it's just like a solar panel installed around Hong Kong that saves energy or feed back the energy to the grid, so-called. So this is the energy consumption, which I'm not going to detail, but this may be the picture that everyone wants to see, is that the energy consumed is saved for at least 35% with our system. Also, the use of steel in lifts and escalator is there's a lot, especially the steel rope. And the steel industry, it's one of the prime GHG gas and CO2 gas emission problem. So we have this innovation. We use a carbon fiber type of rope to replace the steel rope, and the weight is only 1/5. And imagine that if you have a 100-meter tall building, that saves a lot of dead weight, which is the rope itself hoisting up and down. So our ultimate goal is to have carbon neutral. So started from April 2021 last year, we have listed out the carbon cost and also the operational results. So my bonus is based on this carbon neutrality. From this year onward, we also be reporting in the results in our income and income statement the carbon costs. So we are encouraging all our staff to reduce the carbon emission. So in January 2021, we commenced this we call sustainable successful customer strategy, which is to win with the customer, to save energy, to be sustainable with the customer. So we focus on this from now until, I don't know, maybe 2030 as our first milestone. So we want to ensure that all our operations and all our customers' operations are sustainable and with zero carbon emission. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Hemi. We are running out of time, but still there's a few questions, think about 4 to 5 questions that would like you to answer. Will you consider to pick 1 or 2 questions to answer?
Okay, maybe I'll take the first one. The Hong Kong high-rise building, what are the reasons for high energy consumption? So the innovation for reducing energy consumption, as I said earlier, was the 2 things. One is the replacing the steel rope with the carbon fiber rope. The second thing is to improve the motor efficiency with the regenerative braking. So these are the things that we are trying to do and trying to bring into Hong Kong. This motor is here, but the carbon fiber rope is not. We try to bring these into Hong Kong to be more sustainable.
Yeah, we look forward. Yeah, we look forward to have it. Yeah.
Should I answer another one? Maybe.
Maybe one more. You pick one more. Yeah.
Apart from carbon neutrality in 2030, will KONE commit to science-based net zero target by 2050? This is the ultimate target. We have not gone into 2050 targets yet, but yes, this is already one of the roadmaps that we have mapped ourselves into. And in fact, all our KPIs are science-based net zero target adjusted. So we are looking at every action we take to be carbon neutral with the science-based targets.
Thank you. We also hope more Hong Kong company will follow your roadmap. Yeah, to commit carbon neutrality in the say 2050. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your sharing. Thank you.